Hello, this is Essie, the homeless woman. I want to take some time to address a couple of comments. The first comment is by Susan Smith, and she's commenting on my video, my last video, about any, no, about ways people in society make it hard on the homeless. And one of the things I had brought up about was the restroom, how um, the businesses don't want to let homeless people use the restroom, and how they lump all of us in as one. Because I'm aware that some homeless people do go into the restroom and make a mess, just like some people that live in houses go into the restroom and make a mess, but don't nobody stop them from using it. Okay. So, because I used to work at a business, and I know people that lived in the houses used to go into the restroom and make a mess as well. But so we talking about homeless people. And so that was one of the things I had said was about the restroom, and how I know I'm aware that some homeless people go into the restroom and make a mess, but I'm homeless and I don't go make a mess. That's not all homeless people that make a mess. So she left a couple of comments, and one of them was that I lump society all in together. And she didn't explain how I lump society all in together. So I asked her to explain that one, because I really think she's just talking because she has a hatred for homeless people, because I didn't lump society all in together. I never do that. I never lump everybody in together. And she left another comment about she had a small business, and the homeless people used to go into her restroom and make a mess and break, I guess, sinks and toilets and mess up the plumbing. And yeah, I'm sure some homeless people did do that, but that's not all homeless people. So if you got two homeless people, one go in your restroom and make a mess, and one don't. So you lump all of them in together. That's discrimination. Now, if you have a small business and you want your business just to be for your customers, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not complaining about that. If the gas station have their restroom closed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. to everybody, then that's whatever, fine. But if you're going to have it closed from a certain time to a certain time, then let that be for everybody, not just for certain people. So that's my issue. I don't care about your small business and you having your restroom for customers only. If I had a small business, I would have my restroom for customers only too. Because I wouldn't have the money for homeless people that make a mess and to go in and mess up the toilet and the plumbing and all that stuff. I wouldn't have the money to fix that. And if I did, I wouldn't want to take my money to fix something like that. I'm not talking about small business owners. Seem like to me you hate homeless people. And I'm going to pray for you tonight that the Heavenly Father can soften your heart towards the homeless and make you understanding towards the homeless. Because one day you can become homeless. Don't think that you're above homelessness. Anyone can become homeless. Anything can happen to you. The thing about it is, people think that they are in control of their lives. That's so funny. They're in control of their lives. And I'm sure a lot of people, if we were in control of our lives, a lot of things that happen to us would not happen to us. Believe me. So I'm going to I'm going to pray that your heart will soften towards the homeless, and that you can be understanding towards the homeless, and that you can recognize that there's two types of people. Homeless people. There's people that do do things, make a mess wherever they go. And then there's homeless people that don't do that. That's respectful. That throw their trash in the trash can. And that we should not all be lumped in as one, but as an individual. Judge me by the content of my character and not my title. So that's what I'm going to pray for you tonight, Susan Smith. Also, I had another comment from, he left a long comment, Silver Smoke. And I want to read this comment. It seems like someone who just fell, you seem like someone who just fell on hard times, as opposed to the overwhelming vast majority of the homeless who are drug addicts and are mentally ill. Like, how would you know that? That the vast majority of homeless people are drug addicts and mentally ill. Like, really, how would you know that? You didn't know that I was homeless. You said if you saw me on the streets, you wouldn't know that I was homeless. There could be a lot of people like me, but you don't know that we're homeless. So how can you say that the homeless people, the vast majority of them, are drug addicts and mentally ill? See, a lot of people just make judgments that just say, just talking just to be talking and have no facts whatsoever. You got a lot of people that live in their cars and vans, and they talking about van life and car life. You know why they don't want to claim homelessness? Because of this is how you people treat homeless people, with that title. I take the title and I embrace the title to try to make people see that all homeless people are not bad people. That there are two types of homeless people. There's two types of people that lives in homes. Good and bad. The same thing with homeless people, good and bad. All of us are not bad like you guys think and act. So he go on to say, I would never guess you to be homeless. If I saw you on the streets, you can't blame people for being leery of the homeless, given the crime and other attendant problems that come with the homeless population. Last time I checked, people that live in homes commit crimes too. We got a lot of them in government. Yeah, a lot of them are in the government. They take people's lives. They steal children and do things with them. Have them underground. Allegedly. You know I have to say allegedly. But yeah, they live in houses and mansions, and they have all kinds of money in the bank, and they do horrible things to people. Look at Maui. Because that was no natural disaster there. Yeah. So it's not just the homeless that are leery of homeless because of the crime. Look at the people that live in houses that do crime. You guys overlook that because they got money, because they got these big houses, and you look up to these people and you treat these people like they gods, but they do a lot of evil stuff. A lot of these people have sold their souls to the devil. They have sacrificed family members. I don't know of homeless people that have done that. So he go on to say, I live in Vegas, and the homeless here are generally destroying large parts of the city, gradually destroying large parts of the city, and something got in the way. Yeah, I've been to Vegas. The homeless population there is off the hook. I mean, it's so many homeless in Vegas. It's just insane. I mean, I tried to, we went to the clothing store. They were all out in the parking lot asking for money. They were in the store asking for money. I had one man to come up to me and ask me for some money for some baby milk. He said, the baby formula, he said it was $24. I'm like, damn. Because I was going to get him the money for the baby formula. He said it was $24. I was like, well, here's 10, and I gave him the $10. He didn't even say thank you. Because he was too busy looking at the rest of the money that was in my wallet. Really scared the hell out of me. And he looked at my wallet. He couldn't even say thank you because he was too busy looking at the money I didn't give him that was in my wallet. And then he turned back and he looked at the front door. It was like 3 security guards in this clothing store. And I'm so glad that it was 3 security guards in this clothing store, because if it hadn't have been, he probably would have snatched my wallet. Maybe hit me and snatched my wallet. But it was scary, you know. And I'm like, okay, I can't be going into my wallet in front of people and giving them money. If I have the money in my pocket or in my hand, I can give it to them then, but I can't go into my purse or my wallet and give somebody money where they can see that there's more money in there. So I know the homeless population in Vegas is bad. I think some got, I couldn't see all of it. It got cut off. Communities as well. They are not viewed favorably, to say the least. Bathrooms are generally reserved for paying customer, which is the business owners. Okay, it's their right, whatever. To be fair. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Small business owners saying the restroom is for customers. I don't go to small businesses to use the restroom. I go to gas stations. That was my main issue, gas stations. I go to grocery stores. Of course, that don't happen with grocery stores. Movie theaters, it doesn't happen. My only issue was the gas stations. Yeah, and then I brought up Cars Jr. because I saw that the manager started noticing me, but when she saw me getting into a brand new minivan, she never said anything to me. But I believe if I had my Camry, where she could see I lived in my car, I believe she would have said something to me. But no, I don't care about no small business, no little clothing store, no little, I don't care. I don't go into those places to use the restroom anyway. Why would I go into those places? I'm talking about big businesses. That's what I'm talking about. Mainly gas stations is what I'm talking about. Not talking about a little clothing store that someone private business owned. If I had a small business, I would not have it open. It would only be for customers. It makes sense to me. So Susan Smith comment she didn't even have to leave the comment. I think she just has this hatred for homeless people, and that's why she left the comment. I don't even think she watched my whole video. I think she just watched the beginning where I was talking about the restroom, and she left a nasty comment. They deal work and sacrifice to establish a business and are liable for everything that happens on the premises, so they rightfully make the rules, which I agree with. No one owes any of us anything. I don't understand that one. No one is able to cash a check without a valid address, or their ID in a P.O. box is not considered an address. Is absolutely discretion. That part got cut off. All manner of fraud, etc. You are not singled out. Now, with cashing a check and about having an address, they can make it so that you do not have to have an address to cash a check, buy a car. That is discrimination. I don't care. You have never been homeless before. And if you have been, I could tell, because if you have been homeless before, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. If I have a picture ID with my name on it, I should not have to have an address. Everybody do not have addresses. And they can make a way to accommodate homeless people. They can. And I know they can. So the next thing, perhaps if you can get out of the victim mentality, it will aid you going forward. Okay, so that tells me that you ain't never been homeless before. When I started this channel, I don't have a victim mentality, first of all. When I started this channel was to help homeless people. This channel is for people that have been homeless before, that is homeless, that's going to be homeless in the future, for us to come on this channel and talk and discuss and, you know, agree with certain things, disagree with certain things. But for people that never been homeless before, that come on my channel and then want to spew their hatred towards homeless people on my channel and tell me that I have a victim mentality when I'm sharing story times that happened to me in my homeless life. That's what this channel is about. It's called Essie, the Homeless Woman. And I'm sharing things that has happened to me over 12 years of being homeless. So, yeah, I don't understand the part about the victim mentality. If you think I have a victim mentality, then you don't have to watch the videos. You don't have, if you're subscribed, you can unsubscribe and you can go somewhere where people is, I don't know, where they say the things that you want to hear, and you can talk about things that you want to talk about. And since you think I have a victim mentality, like you read my about channel and what this channel is about. So if you think I have a victim mentality, then that's fine. I will continue to have a victim mentality to you. Next, can't you go and live with your mom? Same old question I've been asked for years. Oh my God. I had stopped talking to people, so they didn't ask me all these stupid questions until now when I make this YouTube channel. So I have a video where I talk about my relationship with my mother. Yes, it's already on here. A lot of these things that people ask me later on have already been talked about in other videos. But everybody don't get along with their mother. You know, everybody don't have the perfect relationship with their mother where they can live with their mother. So, I don't know. Maybe you didn't know that. But that's the reality with life. Some people have good relationship with their mother. Some people don't. The next question. Comment. Failing that, can you apply for a position as a live-in nanny or housekeeper? Have you applied for low-cost housing? No, I don't want to be a nanny, and I don't want to be a housekeeper, and I haven't applied for low-cost housing because I don't make low-cost money. So I know I would not qualify for low-cost housing. So no to those questions. Why continue to pay for a storage room if you don't plan to have a home to put your things in someday, seeing that you have been homeless for 12 years? Okay. I have a storage unit because I have a business on Etsy that I crochet. So I have a lot of yarn. I don't know if you've seen that video where I was showing my storage units. I have two now. I had one for years, but now I got two because my crochet, my business was getting to be too much. And so I had to get another smaller storage unit for my own personal things. But I showed a video and showed my storage unit and showed all the yarn, and I showed the craft and things that I have made because I have an Etsy shop. So I have a business, and that's why I have a storage unit. Before I had the storage unit and I was just in my car, I had so much yarn and all this stuff from the ceiling all the way up to the ceiling. You know, couldn't hardly turn. So now I got a storage unit and I don't have all that stuff in my car. I can breathe. I can, you know, not cluttered. So yeah, that's why I have a storage unit, because of my business. Let me see. Why continue to pay for a storage room if you don't plan to have a home? Why continue to pay for a storage room if you don't plan to have a home to put your things in someday, seeing that you have been homeless for 12 years? How do you afford a new van? How do I afford a new van? And damn it, it got cut off. You apply for low-cost housing. Why continue to pay for a storage room if you don't plan to have a home to put your things in someday, seeing that you have been homeless for 12 years? How do you afford a new van, a gym membership, a storage room, but not a studio apartment, or the price to rent a room in a private home, if I may ask? First of all, I work. I do Uber. So that's why I have a van, because you have to have a vehicle to do Uber. And it has to be a good running vehicle. It can't be too old. So my old Camry that I live in, that I sleep in, that's an '03. So that would not even qualify to do Uber in. And I wouldn't even want to do Uber in that, because, you know, it's so old. So I have this van where I do Uber and I do private rides. And so that's how I can afford to pay for this van and my storage unit and my $10 gym membership, because I do Uber. Also having my little small business on the side, Etsy, where I make a little money on that. And sometimes I do deliveries like Instacart, DoorDash, you know. So that's why I have this vehicle, because I like being my own boss. Yeah, I don't want to work for nobody else. And so I like that Uber and these deliveries allow you to be your own boss and work when you want to work. So that's why I have the van. And that's how I can afford my storage unit, because I work. You seem to have a good heart. I wish you all the best. Yeah. Wait a minute. No. Speaking only for myself, I'd rather have a room and take the bus rather to be homeless in my car. I'd rather not have a room and take the bus. I know that it's a spiritual warfare, and I know a lot of people don't, some people don't believe in spiritual things, but I know it's a spiritual warfare. I'm a child of Yahweh, and Yahshua Messiah lives in me, and Satan is always targeting me, especially through other people. So if I was to live under someone's roof, I would want to make sure that I'm not going to be targeted through that person. When you go live under someone's roof, people, they can make your life a living hell. And I honestly prefer to live by myself, because Satan can use people to get to me. So he can use the people that I'm renting a room from to get to me, to make my life a living hell. I'm very much aware of the spiritual warfare that's going on. My peace means everything to me. It means more to me than a place to live. My peace. So that's why I don't rent a room from people. And I live in California, and the rent here is very expensive in California. I don't know where you live. But I would rather have a car to get me from point A to point B, and it could be for me to live in too. So it can do two things. Instead of living with somebody and then catching a bus. How can I have a business and I got to ship orders and catch the bus to do it? And then catch the bus to buy yarn and things that I need for my business. So it just doesn't make sense to me to do that. Maybe you a man and maybe you slim and, you know, but I'm not slim and I'm almost 50 and I'm not going to be hopping in and off a bus and walking and doing all that stuff. So that's the answer to your questions. And this video is almost 26 minutes. So that's it. I'll talk to y'all another day. Bye.